Hey, whippersnappers, this is Tortimer the Gray. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Pokemon Black 2 Rotten Egglock Pokeath'locke Season 5? Yeah, I think those are more or less the right words. It has been far too long, and I'm sure no one is more acutely aware of that than you guys, since we have had an episode of the series, especially since we're literally 2 episodes from completing it. But welcome! My shortcomings as a content creator aside, I hope you guys are excited for the completion of this series, and seeing if our Rotten Egglock team will be able to make it through the Elite Four, and finish off strong. We started off with garbage Pokemon, but they have not remained that way. So, let us continue on through the victory road today, and we have N. You came. The Pokemon League is just past Victory Road. Pokemon battles do nothing more than hurt Pokemon. That's how I understand it, and that's why I hated battles. But it's not that simple. Pokemon battles decide winners and losers, it's true. Yet they do so much more. Your Pokemon, you, your opponents, and their Pokemon. Everyone can see what wonderful things the others have to contribute. That's right, accepting different ideas, different beings, dangers the world, like a chemical reaction. Pokemon battles are like a catalyst, a small component that leads to big changes. My friend Zekrom taught me that, and it's the formula I've derived from traveling. It's him and this formula again. Even since it's been so long since I recorded the last episode, but I still remember him talking about this. Like, formula? What are we talking about? And it's the formula I've derived from traveling the world. I want you to think for yourself about what it means. Here, take this with you. The new Victory Road has areas that are only accessible with waterfall. Oh, right, the days of HMs when you had to actually use them. Actually, I think for the most part, this game, maybe Surf. But other than that, I don't think we've had to use many HMs. So there we go. We've got Waterfall. Apparently we're going to need that. So let's quickly throw that on somebody, I guess. Marvel, our Milotic, is more of a special attacker. So maybe somebody else can learn it. Let's see. Waterfall's a good attack. If we have like a physical attacker who can learn it. We do not. Alright, well, Marvel's gonna learn it then. Yep, we'll go ahead and replace a move. Let's see. I guess we'll just... I guess we'll get rid of Attract for now. Darn. I didn't realize that was gonna happen. Okay, well, either way, this is our team and we're sticking to it. So let us continue on. We have got to do our badge check here. It is kind of a fancy little setup here. We got the basic badge. We've got the toxic badge. What do we got? What do we got? The insect badge. So we got them all. At least I hope so. Otherwise, this could be a very strange episode. We might have to be doubling back. It has been a while since I played, so, yeah. But, yes, so for those of you guys who are not aware, I've not been active in the Discord and or, don't follow me on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that, you guys probably do not know, but I wanted to make sure that everybody is aware, so good enough time to mention it is here in a video where anybody who's not in those other areas will probably see if they are in a position to care at all. But the Greys are welcoming a bouncing baby boy into the world here in just a couple months. My wife is due mid-March, and so we've got our first hatchling on the way, which is very exciting. We do have a Pokemon Center here. I think my team is all healed up, though, but it does allow us to fly back here if we ever need to, so that'll be good. But we'll just head on in. So yes, the Greys are growing by a third here, and so yeah, our son is due mid-March, St. Patrick's Day to be exact. Ooh, and this is a new area. Despite the fact that our team is more or less put together, we might catch this thing. What is it, level 40? I guess we'll hit it with an Aerial Ace and see if it survives. Sucker Punch I'm not terribly scared of. But yes, so that's going to mean several things for the channel. I am going to be on paternity leave for a good long while, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to have... Well, I'm kind of low on Pokeballs. Does not necessarily mean that I'm going to have any more time. I won't be working, but we will have a newborn in the house, as well as my wife, who... that's probably not the best combination for me being able to do lots of content creation. So I'm trying to get some things going here that will potentially be beneficial to people in the respect that getting this series wrapped up here, making that a priority. Basically, we have this episode, and then we have the next episode. Oh, come on, Bayonet. We've got this episode and then the next episode, so that's fairly easily done. We'll wrap up the Victory Road today, and then we will continue on with the Elite Four next episode. Actually, I take that back. There is 3 episodes remaining in the series. This one that you are watching presently. Not being able to use items, does that mean I can't use Pokeballs? You know what? Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. I don't care. We're moving on. Because the final episode of this series is actually us hatching all of the remaining eggs, and we still do have a fair number available. You guys did a great job. I almost went to go look at my box. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Sword lately, and in the Switch generations, they have allowed us to access our Pokemon boxes from anywhere. And so that's what I was tempted to do. It's like, hey, let's look at our boxes. But that is not actually something that's going to be possible. But yes, so wrapping up this series, we'll have Victory Road today. Then we'll do the Elite Four. And then I will do a kind of bonus episode attached to that, which will allow us to hatch all the remaining eggs that you guys so graciously provided something like a year and a half ago when this series started. Oh, man. Tortimer is the worst. Yeah, I don't really have anything for Golurk. Let's bring in Marvel, and we'll do that. So yes, so just a couple of episodes remaining, and should be fun ones. So hopefully you guys will help us finish out this series in style. And then we will have to start thinking about the next one, which, since this is the Pokeath'locke Season 5, which I just barely managed to get out at the top of the episode, managed to get those words out of my mouth. We are in the middle of an ongoing series. It's been a little less ongoing than I'm sure all of us would have liked recently. But Season 6 is still in the works. We will be doing an Avatar lock through Pokemon Y, is the plan, at least. But that's going to probably look a little bit differently than we have generally been used to for these main series here on Tortimer the Great Gaming. In an effort to go ahead and just get through these series a little bit quicker, especially with my time rapidly drawing to a close, the plan is going to be to do Season 6 and any subsequent seasons, at least for... We'll see how it goes, but at least for the time being, that plan is going to be to stream those series, and then I will edit those up and upload them on YouTube as VODs. So, yeah, they won't be... They'll be, you know, those of you guys who are able will be able to watch them live, and then those who are not able to watch them live, as with, like, my Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Little Lock, or my recent run through Pokemon Sword, or my currently ongoing run through Pokemon Sword. I'm doing what's called a Bro Lock with Kuya, and as part of that, well, that's kind of the Bro Lock is kind of a Soul Link variant, which is not a type I've ever done or watched before. But it is a type of Nuzlocke where you're playing in tandem with another player, and if, like, one of their Pokemon goes down, your linked Pokemon goes down as well. So it is extra challenging in that respect. In fact, we had quite the upset last time we streamed, which would have been Wednesday of last week. So that episode's been up on the channel for about a week now, hopefully by the time you guys see this. I'm going to get some repels going here, because we do not want to be getting caught by a bunch of wild Pokemon. But as such, super repels, beautiful. And so we've been doing that run. We had quite the setback, wherein I completed the second gym without too much trouble, but then, unfortunately, we had a situation where Kuya did not make it through the second gym quite as easily, and he got wiped, in fact, by Ness's Dreadnought, and yeah, that kind of put an end to, well, didn't put an end to the run, but we had a couple of Pokemon in the box, and we had to go ahead and start over from basically scratch there. So yeah, it's a very interesting and difficult variant. I'd never really watched anyone do one before, but he had done so, and this is kind of his baby. So yeah, we've been doing that one, and so we've been doing stream series that end up on the channel for a while. And my plan is to probably continue the Pokeath'locke in a similar fashion. It just allows me to kind of knock out more in one go. And then I will still be doing kind of the overlay editing and stuff for uploading, but it'll allow me to make greater progress than we've been able to do with just like half-hour episodes on occasion. I think you guys kind of get that at this point. I think you guys have seen over the last couple of years that Tortimer is kind of a terrible content creator these days, and just getting the last 2 episodes of a series out has proved to be difficult. Life's just been busy. As I said, we've got the baby on the way, and pretty much every free moment that I had leading up to this moment where I am able to sit down and record this has been eaten up by prepping our house. We converted our guest room into a nursery, and then we had kind of this weird, odd, like second living room / family room deal in the front of our house that we had a wall taken out of, and we've been doing a big built-in kind of cabinet, bookshelf, library type deal in that room, and so we've just been incredibly busy doing, like, I haven't had a free moment to do almost anything, and so yeah, it's just you know, obviously I still had those time slots, you know, over my lunch. I'm not going, you know, I can't get through the workday if I've got to also spend, you know, time during lunch doing other productive things, so I kind of allow myself that lunch time slot to do some streaming, and I don't see that changing, at least until the baby shows up. So I didn't see what that Musharna just did. I'm hoping it didn't, like, Destiny Bond. I don't think that's a typical response. I was busy talking, though. Let's just go for the Dark Balls. But yeah, so, and yes, I understand. I could probably go ahead and record during those time slots as well. But it's just recording and editing and everything just takes so much longer than just simply streaming and cutting them up into episode type segments and uploading. You guys are understanding. Those of you guys who are still watching, so I think you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from that. And it's just gonna, the baby thing's gonna necessitate some changes. There may not be any Tortimer content for a while, streamed or otherwise. But I've kind of been prepping you guys for that over the. You guys didn't realize this, but over the last couple of years, where I've been doing very little content creation, it was all in an effort to get you guys on board with that coming as part of the future. Yeah, let's go with that. My Grandmaster plan. But yes, so that's kind of what's happening. Baby on the way, mid-March. But we are going to be trying to wrap up most of our series, and at least the ones that are kind of ongoing at the moment. Hoping to get this one done and everything recorded this week. So this series should be wrapped up in the next 2 weeks or so, hopefully. And then I'm going to at least try. My goal is to get. Wow, these are all very bad matchups for Jaeger. He's oftentimes been kind of my go-to, like, multi-purpose mon, but everything that we keep running into in here is not a good matchup for him. So one of the things I'm going to try to do, and you guys are just going to laugh and roll your eyes when you hear this, but I'm going to try and at least get all of the audio recorded for the Little League, which is our Pokemon Draft League, which, oh no. Okay. Oh, well, Schnoz is part steel type now. So, yeah, that's not quite as scary as I was thinking it was there for a second. The Little League, which is our Pokemon Draft League, I've had a very fun format for that series in the first 2 episodes, and it's something I want to continue. It is a very, very edit-intensive series, which means that it just takes a long, long time to make them. But if I am able to get all of the audio recorded for each episode, on paternity leave, the kid will have to sleep eventually. And unfortunately, my office shares a wall with the nursery. So doing a lot of recording and stuff during that time, probably not going to be something I'm able to do. But I can probably, occasionally find some time to quietly sit in my office and do some editing. So probably if I'm able to get all of that audio recorded before the hatchling shows up, then we might be able to get some episodes of that cranking out while I'm kind of on hiatus. But we'll kind of have to wait and see how that goes. I've made promises and broken promises on that series too many times for anybody to take that seriously at this point. So, yeah, I was kind of hoping to sneak by him and get to the doctor, but that's all right. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan. Wrap this up, wrap up the Little League. Hopefully, me and Kuya will be able to wrap up the Brolock before the hatchling shows up as well. That's been kind of a fun run, and we have managed to not fail it yet. But we have been trying very hard to fail it. I think we have lost like 9 total linked pairs in that series so far. So yeah, that could go bad at any time. But if it does not, if we continue to be able to do that run, hopefully we will be able to finish that all off. And I may even talk to Kui, be like, hey, I know I said let's pick 2 days a week, but really we need to get this done. Because we are now at the end of January. He could really show up. He's the hatchling his due date is scheduled for mid-March. But he could be 2 weeks early. My youngest brother, Bubba, his oldest son, came 2 weeks early, sort of deal. So I mean, we could be almost looking at February, end of February time frame, and suddenly now we're we're like, oh yeah, we're very much running out of time. So it may be something where I try to wrap that up. But yeah, so that's kind of where we've been at. All of my time has been eaten up prepping for the kid, and I'm sure once he shows up, all of my time will be eaten up by the kid. But wanted to at least, I've enjoyed so much doing the Pokeath'locke, and especially this Rotten Egglock. I know there was a lot of hype for it in my community, and I was really hyped for it and had a lot of fun, and just life got crazy, and it kind of fell by the wayside, and I'm real sorry about that. So, hoping to finish this off. Hoping that you guys have had some fun in the meantime watching the Pokemon Sword stuff that's been going up, and or playing Pokemon Sword or Shield yourselves. Hope you guys are getting hyped for the DLC. I'm hoping that by the time the DLC comes out for Pokemon Sword and Shield, I think the Isle of Armor is the one that's coming out in June time frame. I'm hoping that the hatchling is stable enough that we might be able to stream some of that. We'll kind of just have to wait and see. My wife, the way her paternity leave is going to, or her parental leave is going to work out, is that Clefable is still normal type at this point. The way that hers is working is that she's basically going to be going from March all the way into summer. Even if we have to go unpaid for a bit, she's a teacher, as you guys know, and so she's kind of, spring break is kind of around when the hatchling is due, and so we're kind of hoping that he'll show up on time, and that'll lead her into spring break, and then she'll be able to take her leave all the way into summer, so that she's basically going to be off with him March through August, sort of thing. Yeah, I have to go back to work in June. I've got pretty good parental leave from my work as well, but we'll still have to be going back around June time frame. So we'll kind of see. My wife and the baby will still obviously be home at that time. So me getting back on a semi-normal schedule doesn't necessarily mean the channel's getting back on a semi-normal schedule. But once we get around to August, that may become more possible. So things won't necessarily be going on hold permanently, even if they go on hold for a very long time. Once August rolls back around, which I know is January, and we're already talking, so August time frame, I know that's scary, but I think that'll work. I'm going to kind of see how the timing works out. I don't know if I want to start Season 6 and then have to potentially not finish it. I don't know that I want to do that. So I'm going to kind of have to see how the timing is working out, and if it doesn't work out, we'll probably save the Season 6 Avatar lock through Pokemon Y until the August time frame, and then we can kind of just jump into things full bore then. There we go. Get this Heatmore out of here. Hi, you flinched, sucker! So with the Drain Punch up. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at least in terms of Pokemon content. I've been wanting to get back into Minecraft for a while, but again, time is against me here. Galvantula, yeah, we'll switch Pokemon. We'll bring in Schnoz. So that's probably not going to happen. I've been trying to get like my old Dinosaur World and stuff up and running again, but I really haven't been able to get it figured out since I got my new computer. That's kind of when that series stopped, when my old computer died, and I started working on this computer. So maybe I can figure some of that stuff out with some of my downtime, and then we'll start streaming some of that. I know that people are excited about me to complete KOTOR, which I can guarantee you probably won't happen before the kid shows up, because it is a very long game and my time is very short. Or I've been kind of in the middle of Jedi Fallen Order. Like there's so many games that I want to play, and time is just getting increasingly short, and so we'll see just how all that's gonna work. But yeah, at least for Pokemon, there is some sort of plan. Yeah, okay. I was like, hopefully he doesn't turn and block this path entirely. I'd hate to have to leave the room just for the purposes of reopening this path. But yeah. So wrapping this one up, we're just kind of been working our way through Victory Road in the background while I've been kind of explaining what's been happening, what is happening, what's going to happen. And so, yep, Victory Road today, Elite Four next episode, and then Hatching Extravaganza the episode after that. I've kind of talked about how with Season 6 we will be streaming it. So that's kind of the Season 6 talk we're having today. That'll be streamed, but it will be kind of chopped up and edited into episode type format for YouTube. So if you guys can't catch it live, we'll be doing that on the YouTube as well, just as we've always done. And I'll still probably cut out like the grinding and stuff like that. Yep, we'll go ahead and bring in Habanera for the Therathorn. So it hopefully will not be a diminished Pokemon experience or viewing experience for you guys on here. We'll kind of see how that goes. If it does end up being a hugely diminished experience, then maybe I'll consider doing something different for future seasons. But we'll just kind of have to play that by ear. Yes, so Little League, hopefully, at the very least, I'm hoping to have Little League all recorded by the time that my paternity leave rolls around. And that way, let's learn a rollout. No, Habanera, I think we're pretty well set with your moves at this point. So the idea is to have that... have that all recorded, and hopefully an episode or two out. But then that will allow me, in whatever downtime I have, I can quietly edit and get more Little League out. So hopefully that'll work out. And we'll just kind of have to play that one by ear. But you guys are familiar with waiting on that series, so I don't think anyone's going to be too shocked if things end up a little slow off. Oh, yes, use another beauty. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at, guys. I have never played this far in this game before, so I truthfully don't really know the proper direction. Ooh, let's see what this item is. So yeah, we haven't really talked since Pokemon Sword and Shield came out. So we should do that now. Because I don't know when I'm going to have another opportunity. Hopefully you guys have had the opportunity at least to, you know, potentially pop into some of the Pokemon Sword and some of the Pokemon Sword streams that I've been doing, whether our blind run or the bro lock that we've been doing with Kuya, which we've talked about, or you know, you've had the opportunity to kind of play it yourself. But I've been enjoying it. It's not a perfect game by any respects. I honestly, coming from me, this is going to be a little hilarious, but I've honestly found myself a little disappointed in the story/plot of the game. Oh, you know, I walked past him before without him seeing me, and I honestly didn't even register that he would probably be a trainer. So I've been a little bit disappointed in the overall plot or story of the game. Because honestly, it feels like none of it kicks in until, like, literally you're in the championship bracket. You're, like, doing the end game Elite Four championship type battles, and suddenly they're like, let me interrupt for a minute for you to do plot stuff that you don't care about, because this is the first time it's really coming up, sort of deal. And it's like, and I know you guys, especially playing this game, which is one of my least favorite games in the Pokemon franchise, in one of my least favorite generations in the Pokemon franchise, with some of my least favorite Pokemon in the Pokemon franchise. I know it's a lot for me to be saying things like, I wish they had a more coherent story and/or plot, but it's just like literally nothing happens with it almost the entire game, and then at the very end they're like, all right, now it's time for you to care about this, and I'm like, nope, it's not. It's really not. But apparently they disagree. So let's... Pure Crisis Thunderbolt, doesn't she? Let's find out. So yeah, that was a little jarring, because I'm like literally, I think like halfway through the endgame Elite Four championship type deal, you are pulled out to suddenly go do a side plot with whatever constitutes plot in that game. So it was just jarring and weird, and I didn't care about it. And then there's a good like half hour or more of content after the game, which was interesting. It kind of, that's when all of the legendary stuff kind of comes into play, more or less, which was really the only part that was teased. Like, that was one of the first things you do in the game, is you kind of get introduced to the legendary and all that. And then that doesn't really come into fruition until, like, after the game is completed. So it was really weirdly paced and set up, and I don't know. I didn't really care for it. That being said, I did enjoy the game quite a bit. I really liked a lot of the new Pokemon. And I liked the gym challenges and stuff. You know, it wasn't anything super revolutionary or anything. You've always had like little puzzles and stuff you've had to do throughout the course of getting through a gym. So really nothing too earth-shattering there, but it was still fun. So I enjoyed it for the most part. I've been doing some shiny competitive breeding. So I've been breeding for shiny Pokemon, and since I'm doing a bunch of repetitions to hopefully get shinies, I've at the same time been trying to breed as competitively viable versions as I can, and that means I've got some shiny competitively viable Pokemon, which has been kind of cool to kind of have, and that makes me ultra excited for the expansions DLC that are coming out. Because it'll actually give me a reason to use these things, because I'm not actually a competitive battler. I've kind of just been doing it for giggles. But it'll be nice to kind of have an opportunity now with the new DLCs coming out to actually use those for something worthwhile. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's been good. Again, not my favorite game. It does seem like probably there are things that could have been done. I know, like, they're bringing the National Dex back, and a lot of people are now upset because they're adding in, like, 200 more Pokemon from the National Dex into the games with the new DLCs. But you don't have to buy the DLCs to get those. There's a lot of people who have become very confused on what exactly is happening and have therefore become very upset. But I think if people kind of stopped and thought for a minute, it would just be exciting. Because people are like, Vanillux, yeah, we'll switch, because Jaeger's actually getting a little over-leveled here now. Let's... I guess Javier. You know, you take like Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. That was another full price game, and there was almost nothing new added to it. It was very minimally different. Whereas now they're adding DLC, which looks like it's going to be significant additions to gameplay, and they're only charging half price. And so it's kind of like people would rather pay full price for basically the same game than they would pay half price for, you know, a significant chunk of new content. It's like, well, would you rather they just do Ultra whatever, Ultra Sword and Ultra Shield, and give you the same DLC content, but now you're paying full price and you have to play through it? Like, the people who are being upset about it, it just doesn't really make sense if you stop and think about it. So I'm pretty excited about it. And hopefully things will have settled baby-wise enough. I'm not really sure where that goes. That once June rolls around, I'll be able to do some stuff with that. But we'll just kind of have to wait and see. We'll see how sane I am by that point. Let's switch Marvel up. We've not seen a ton of Marvel, our starter today. But yeah, so I've enjoyed it for the most part. Most of the Pokemon designs I tend to like. I know I was really hyped about Impidimp coming into Pokemon Sword and Shield. He's just that right kind of derpy, weird looking that I like. You know, Apom being one of my favorite Pokemon, has kind of a very ugly, kind of weird Apom-y. Of course, I switched my starter up and Electric type. So I kind of really liked Impidimp going into it, and it was kind of a running joke by the end where they literally just refused to recognize the fact that Impidimp existed. And so even like it was in all the like Glaring Ponyta reveal stuff, like, but they never officially released Impidimp. And so I was really excited to use one. I liked its typing and things like that. But oof, its evolutions really turned me off, and I was not able to bring myself to use one once I kind of saw what it was going to become. And so that was really the only main disappointing thing, but there's a lot of Pokemon in there that I really do like. I'm going to have to heal Schnoz, though. Those special defense fell. Yeah, I'm trying to even think. I'm sure there are Pokemon in there that I'm not the biggest fan of, design-wise. I can't really think of one right now, though. But maybe that's since we've got our rotten Egglock kind of tradition of asking you guys what is your least favorite so-and-so. Why don't you guys let me know what your least favorite Generation 8 Pokemon is? And that could be a Galar, you know, a new Pokemon found exclusively in the Galar region. That could be, you know, your favorite Galarian form or Galarian form evolution sort of deal. I can tell you that without much hesitation, Galarian Mr. Mime is an abomination. They somehow took a very odd, creepy-looking Pokemon and made it even odder and creepier looking. It's like you had a second stab at this Pokemon. How did this happen? But they managed to do it. But yeah, probably just from pure disappointment standpoint, the Impidimp line had to end up being probably my least favorite. Although I'm sure if I actually looked at a full list of them, I might change my tune on that. Yeah, the Mr. Mime line is not good either. It's just frightening how, like, you already have a Pokemon that's kind of weird and creepy looking, and you just made it worse. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna wrap up this battle, and then I'm going to zippity-doo-dah on through very quickly to finish up the Victory Road. I'm not sure how close we are or not, but I've been talking for a little over a half hour now, and so that means it is time to wrap up the episode. So I'm gonna, oh my gosh, we're still doing this battle, huh? So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll finish this battle, and oh no! All right, do I have anybody else who wants to fight a Starmie? I guess Murrow. So yeah, we'll finish this up, and then we'll do some yakety sacks, speed us on through to the end of the Victory Road. I'm not sure if we've got a rival battle or something here. If we do, I guess we'll be doing that, and it'll just be a slightly longer episode. Yeah, I'm kind of running blind at this point. I've never made it this far in Pokemon Black 2 White 2, so darn. You know what? In fact, let's Let's switch back into Tierkreis. Tierkreis is pretty bulky, as I recall. And we will just finish off with a Thunderbolt here. Not seeing any indication as to how many Pokemon are still on this team. Usually there's like a little Pokeball symbol, but oftentimes you don't see it unless you're in the middle of a switch. Fight. Thunderbolt! But hopefully this Starmie is the last one. Just because we're getting a little long here. But yeah, so let me know down in the comments down below, guys, what is your least favorite Pokemon that was introduced in, there we go, Veteran Portia. Let me know what your least favorite Generation 8 Pokemon was, and that can be any Pokemon that was introduced in Generation 8, whether it be a variant of an older Pokemon or not. Alright, so let's quickly heal, and then we're going to just zip on through, hopefully. And one for Schnoz. Alright, guys. Let's do it. Alright, so we didn't have very far to go, actually, but we do have a few battle here. A few! I'll battle with you before you take on the Pokemon League. The more Pokemon battles you have, the stronger you get, right? So we've got Hugh in this generation, we've got Hop in Sun and Moon, and then we've got Hugh, and then How, and then Hop. They like their H names. Alright. So we'll finish off today by battling our rival one last time. At least I think. I don't know. Maybe he's the champion in this game for all I know. But let's go ahead and pop an Ice Beam from Marvel onto the Unpheasant. I have got a male Unpheasant Pesto on my team in the Brolock, and I'm hoping it does better than I have experienced with Unpheasants in the past. Marvel, that's really less than ideal. Could we? Hopefully we can go ahead and just Ice Beam here. Oh, Max Potion. That's great. Thanks, Hugh. There, Hopper. Yeah, Hugh. There we go. Ice Beam. Atta girl. One shot. Oh, darn it. I was hoping for a slightly higher roll on that one, just so I could switch Marvel out. Okay, well, hey, she's just gonna be a good girl. Fight through that confusion. I will take it. All right. Hugh's about to send out Bouffalant. Yep, we will bring in Jaeger. And he will handle the Bouffalant. Alrighty. So yeah, next episode, if and when we make it through the Elite Four, we will then be talking about transfer Pokemon, and at which point I will also be revealing which Avatar Nation won the vote earlier on in the season. Ooh. That, oh, it damaged his over. Okay, well, at least he's dead. Ooh, buddy. All right. He was about to send in Samurott. Let me switch your Pokemon. Yeah. Sure. Tierkreis. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so, next episode, I will be revealing which nation won the voting, and so we will find out if we are going to be a Fire Nation, or Fire Nation, Earth Kingdom, Water Tribe, or Air Nomad member, so that'll be exciting, and I will be revealing that because that is going to severely limit which transfers we can have. And so all Pokemon will still be in the transfer pool. Nobody's obviously getting eliminated, but we will only have a selection, to choose from based on the nation that we are going to be in the next generation. So that'll all be discussed next time. I'm very excited about that. Switch Pokemon. Bring Hamanura in for Simisage. And yeah. So keep an eye out for that. If you want to know which nation we'll be participating in our avatar lock through Pokemon Y. Good times ahead with that, and you'll get to see which Pokemon you get to vote for going forward. Hopefully, it will be some of your favorites, because they are all some of your favorites. Oh, yeah. All right, so there we go. We defeated Hugh. Phew, you're really something. Did he have his Purloin? I didn't see it. Or his Leapard? We spent the whole game worrying about this stupid Leapard. Tort, thanks to you, I accomplished what I set out to do during my journey. I wish I could have shown you my little sister's huge smile. This is my thanks. Team Thunderbolt. Ayo. Not bad. I don't think anybody who can learn it doesn't already know it, but, well, I guess we could teach it to Schnoz. Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today. Yeah. I think this is going to lead us up to where the Elite Four is, potentially. So, yep, Pokemon League. There we go. Very exciting, guys. We made it! And not a too severely bad time either. So, in an effort to keep us from spending too much time on this episode, I'm going to wrap it up here today, guys. Make sure to let me know what is your least favorite Gen 8 introduced Pokemon. And I will see you guys all back here next time for the exciting finale of the Pokemon Black 2 Rotten Egglocke, a year and a half in the making. And we will hopefully successfully wrap it up next episode, so keep an eye out for that, and you'll find out more about next season at that time as well. And then after that, as a bonus, we will hatch the remaining eggs that you guys have for us, so keep an eye out for that. That'll be very exciting. So anyway, guys, as always, I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, guys. I will see you all back here next time. Alrighty, guys, have a good one.